It's time for Leather Podcast.
Do you ever wonder how many fights your shampoo bottles watch you win? in the shower. I'm undefeated in that Bill and Ted phone box. My shower. You ever practice fighting in the shower?
No, I'm not a shower guy.
Your shampoo bottles are just watching it. Oh,
No,
I was going for the kill, man. I'm
I'm a making dinner kind of guy, shadow boxing.
I think I'm a bit of a psycho in the shower. Like, always thinking, like, especially if I've got fights coming up, I go at it, like, what can happen? And I always picture me trapping somebody and then just going in for the kill.
So do you drop the soap? Do you drop the soap and then go in for the kill?
The champagne bottles, they're just like Joe Rogan, like, ah! So I'm undefeated in the shower, mate. Except for this one time, though. Sorry, wrestling fans, but I'm going to ruin shit here. But I was my first ever pro wrestling match. I was going over. You need to go to the full match, and I was going out in the shower. And I slipped in the shower. See the tray lid sliced my foot open, blood everywhere, and I'm just laughing at myself like, you can't even fucking do wrestling yourself without getting cut. So that night in wrestling, I had to like pure tape my foot up. And I'm like, what happened to you? I'm like, I was going to the match in my shower and I slipped. I sliced myself.
I was getting close to a fight and I used to have this like bifold shower door over my bath. Mm-hmm. And I slipped and put my hand on it and pulled, it was a glass, pulled the full thing down. Pulled it right down the eye. Just everywhere.
Cut yourself. Slice yourself.
Aye, and then I had to explain to the family what happened. And I was like, it just fell off the wall because I didn't want to tell them that I was hanging like a bag of washing. Like, you know, I was in the hit a badge and El Stanky like grabbed it. The full thing just went, oh.
It's getting a little friendly in here. Here's Ventura getting a blow.
So, what's the chat, boys? What you've been up to? Looking very summery.
Let's start off the bat. I was going with the yellow.
I like it.
I used to go to a school that their school colours were yellow and brown. Yellow polo shirt with a brown jumper at the top of it. Do you hit the same? Yellow and brown.
I had
ambitious.
Taylor High was like a burgundy blazer. I just went up. There we go. A burgundy blazer. Did you have a blazer?
We didn't even have a uniform at my school.
We
swore what you wanted.
In primary school, in primary school, it was like you'd mix and match. You'd wear maybe like three stripers in your polo shirt with a jumper. But then when you had to go to high school, it was straight up black trousers, pair of fucking pods. And then you eventually
Rockfords,
a wee Ben Sherman shirt.
Oh, aye,
a wee Ben Sherman.
I was a Ben Sherman guy.
There's a chick used to sit behind me.
Isn't it?
There's a. Did you?
Aye.
Did you go to a special school?
No.
Where you slabbered down yourself?
Uniform was optional.
There was a brown crane here, Ross. Where's the brown crane?
I hate Whoopi Goldberg's lips.
What is it, Forrest Whitaker? The back of Forrest Whitaker's neck? Oh. But so in primary we just kind of rocked the Jagdifs, and in high school it was mandatory.
Did you have a pair of Wallabies?
My primary was the same.
I don't think I did have a pair
of Wallabies. Remember, we
Wallabies.
Spoke about this before, you remember what they look like, the shoes?
Is that
you know what Wallabies are?
Lift that
like
up?
wee shit flickers?
Oh, yeah.
Aye.
Is that what you called them, Wallabies?
I'm sure they're called Wallabies. Do you know what Wallabies are?
What are they?
Like,
I don't know. Wee animals that look like a kangaroo, but not quite.
You in your feet?
Like a dressy shoe you'd wear to like school.
What was
they
the
would
other
have
ones?
like a curve. I'm talking about.
Aye, I used to call them like shit flickers.
Shit
we had them in like
before with like the pointy shoes.
Yeah, you look
dress shoes. Shit flickers.
Like flick. But like
winkle pickers.
But you'd rock we were black and maroon as well.
My primary t-shirt was this colour with like a winey jumper over it, but this obviously stuck out the top of it, you know what I mean?
Aye, I remember back in the day.
Back in the day. The good days where you used to hide your blazer in your bag.
I used to
my blazer.
I used to
teacher just shout at you like you have to put it on.
In 6th year, I used to wear like a tank top, like a jumper tank top, like a.
No, you did.
I did.
Like a professor jumper.
Like a
Sheldon Cooper.
It was like no. I'd go short, and then I would go like a vest tank top over the top.
Like a cricket thing.
Aye, and the tie. I know, and the shit flickers. I know, mate.
That's how you transform from pupil into actual teacher.
Not just where you're like trainers or that to school, nah.
What school did you go
Oh
to?
man.
Mate, I don't know. Like
You
in,
must have went to school like an absolute piece of shit.
in primary school and
What
high
school?
school,
Name this school.
I went to Queensferry Primary and then Queensferry High School. You just wore whatever you wanted.
Jamie's on the beers, man.
Who was
Straight in
going?
there.
I don't know. Like I think the only rules were you weren't allowed to wear a football
Keep butt
top.
and bite people.
Do you remember in primary school, if you wore a football top, you'd have to wear it inside out?
No, because all they would do is go in, oh, Ross, you can't wear a football top, and go, well, what are you going to do? Make me walk about with no top. And that was it.
They would make us turn it inside out, so we'd just take the football top there and then wear it inside out.
My head teacher was called Malcolm Lewis, and they just go, you need to go and see Mr. Lewis. I think I told you just before, Big Malk.
Big Malk,
Hey,
yeah.
Big Malk, what's happening? I ran a football top. Again. Way up to. Right, see you later, mate. Nothing that. Well, phone your dad. I phone him. He's not going to leave his work to come down here and fucking bring me a t-shirt. So do what you want. Those were the days.
These were the days when
Aye.
no,
Where were you
no
at?
stress.
St Maggie's? No? Did you go to St Maggie's?
No, I was Calderville.
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 I was Taylor High, which it does look like a prison from the outside, and they call it Mini Berlin.
And
Mini
that's
Berlin.
brilliant.
They stripped all the copper face, it's just looks like shit.
Who was your rivals? Who were you picking fights with?
Brannock High.
Brannock.
Aye.
Who was better at
They were
football?
the Protestants.
I was hoping that wasn't going to get round to me because we used to get our half day on a Friday and St Augustine's used to get theirs on a Wednesday, which was in Edinburgh. But you got a lot of people, if they went to like a Catholic high school, they got the bus back to Queensferry on the Wednesday and it was right at our lunchtime. So we just used to wait at the bus stop and off they'd come, just smash them. And they had to wear a uniform, so they were easy to spot. And they weren't usually Scottish. So they were also easy to spot.
Yeah, piece of shit. So there they are in their nice uniforms, and you're all staring about like fucking scrubbles in your football caps.
Pretty much. Aye. I used to wear a Barcelona top a lot. I mind that.
Did you?
They were. Mind you used to wear like a football team trackie.
Do you ever remember you used to get like a tracksuit for your Christmas or a birthday, and you'd wear it till it fell off you?
Aye.
Like every fucking day.
Man or Milan one.
Aye. Like, didn't matter what you were doing.
That's seen the walls.
You're going to a wedding. Sorry, I've got a tracksuit. Oh, you're going to a party. Tracksuit.
Aye.
Going to anywhere, funeral, you name it, you were wearing the tracksuit.
Your nana's birthday party.
Aye,
And
yeah.
that. You're there with your AC Milan trackie.
Bear USA or Echo. That was
Aye, I remember
I had a
that.
Bear USA one. I had a wee like pouch in here.
Zip.
The white jacket.
I've got
The
one of them.
drugs went
I've
in
got,
there.
I've got one of them now.
Bear USA?
No,
like
beer
a-
USA, like a...
Aye. Is it the wee Norwegian one?
No, it's Under Armour.
I don't know.
That was some sweet golf attire.
Oh, did you like it?
I like the
like-
hat.
I like the
See
hat.
As soon as I saw the hat, I was like, that's the
Well, I
hat.
tell you what happened. So there was...
The fans want to hear the golf story.
The golf stories I've heard, going by the comments.
So me and Doug the Thug had got a time for the golf, but there was a tournament on in the morning, so we were like, right, so it's 3:00. So I was like, fuck, I'm going to take an edible. I've never done it before. So I was like,
Golf and an edible story together. That's what the real
so I
one.
popped it, right?
Do you see where this has went for though? You just used to be a weekend thing.
Aye.
Now you're
it's-
at 3:00 on a Tuesday afternoon.
I know. So I was like, aye, fuck it.
Degenerate.
So I never even told Dougie I'd taken one. So he obviously went to me and was like, you alright? And I was like, aye, absolutely fine. So I popped this because I thought, right, our tee off time was 3:15.
Why would he ask you if you were alright? Was it your visual? Were you like,
No, I was like just
just
staring
laugh.
off into space.
Stop saying very much.
I just like, and I had so because it was so busy, I was like, right, I'm high on the golf cart. So I got the golf cart and I just like, so there's a point where he's like, you alright? And I'm just like, like I was somewhere in between Shadow Realm and real life. So it was really warm and I was like, I need a fucking hat. Don't buy hats high. Like
It's a sweet hat.
this is twice I've done it. I've got a cowboy hat I bought in Vegas.
I like that hat?
I've got a cowboy hat, like a proper fitted cowboy hat. I went in to get the fuck you doing, you moron?
Keeps the sun out your eyes, bro.
So I was like, I go in and there's baseball caps, there's loads of different caps, and I was like,
Could be some Apaches.
can I have that Aussie hat? And the guy went, the guy went to me. He looked at me and went, the Aussie hat, and I went, aye. And I pulled it down, I put it on me and went,
The Undertaker.
aye. But it was the noise, and he must have been like, the fuck's this guy up to? And I went, whoa. So I walked to it, right? But I had tightened up the way to get this wee thing, zip, and it was stuck to my head, and I just walked out and slid into the golf cart and just sat there, and Dougie's like, You all right? So anyway,
Jumanji.
the tee off was backed up. So by the time I actually hit my golf ball, it was like half an hour after my tee off time.
That's very rude.
I was fucking well in the realm. So I fucking rock up, hit the driver, place is packed because it was a nice sunny day. There was people there who were coming up for their dinner to have a nice Saturday afternoon meal at the clubhouse. And I'm just fucking like a bit of jelly up there. Tee up, man. Boom! Absolutely drive this. Winner, the best shot ever. Just pop back into the golf cart. Doogie just drives me up. So I come to my next shot, right? So I'm easy breezy. I'm all good. But this shot requires some finesse. So I look at it all and I'm like, playing golf high is brilliant. I'm
easy balls.
Rock up, man. So I put all my line up properly. Swing, hit the ball, and the ball goes miles off for anywhere. So what I found was my tee off shot, which requires not a lot of subtle muscle movements, it's just a big hit, boom, was great. Every time I hit the driver was great. See, any time I looked to do a finesse shot, like a chip up onto the green, couldn't do it. I didn't have the focus to get it up and onto the green. I was just like, it was like a bit of jelly. Putting was fucking terrible as well. So what I've discovered is, if you're going to the driving range, you can smash balls all day because like it was easy because there was I was so relaxed, but I was far too relaxed to hit the actual golf shots. Got to the top of the hill at the Airdrie Golf Club and I hit the munchies and I was like, Doogie. And he's like, what is it? And I was like, I can't even bother playing golf. I was only 5 holes in and he's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, you've got 2 options. Either go out and play golf yourself or drive me back to the clubhouse. So Doogie's like, what the fuck's up with you? And I was like, nothing, mate. Just take me back to the clubhouse. I went, I'm done. And he's like, it's the best you've played golf ever. And I was like, I know, take me back to the clubhouse. So we get back to the clubhouse and obviously I'm trying to make middleweight as well. So hopefully the nutritionist isn't watching this. And I literally fucking just went like everything, ordered the same thing twice. I ordered the same meal twice because I'd ordered it, ate it, and the woman went past and I went, can you get me that again? And I just sat in there eating food for about an hour and then went home.
That could be an issue.
I'm after them.
I'm off
them to Saturday.
That'd be for the best, I think, mate, especially.
But like, you can't help it. I was like, I know I shouldn't eat this, but
just eat a bit of ass instead.
I'll be back in the gym in the morning, so it'll be fine.
You kind of tell yourself this, but see, when I went home, I couldn't stop eating. I literally couldn't stop eating. There was a bag of Watsits.
Because that's like, you're like, I fucked it now anyway.
There's like giant. That's exactly it. I rationalised that in my head. Like, I really get some bulimia on the go, big man. But I like literally was fucking munching Watsits. Went in, ate all the sweets in the house. Went in, was drinking fizzy juice. Just I can't be doing that in a fight camp.
I did it at Post Malone as well. So I was like, well, I've went out for something to eat and kind of ate no great food anyway, and I had a beer. So what's it matter? I'll just have a tall beer. Just have a few ice creams and that as well, and you just stop giving a fuck.
But now I've been punished because the nutritionist phones us up Monday. We have like a group chat on Monday. He's like, your weight's coming down, but it's not coming down quick enough. And I'm like, is it no? And he's like, it seems to increase at the weekend. And I was like, no idea why.
Bizarre.
Hi. It's like, don't know why. I'm following the diet plan. And I followed it religiously. I have followed it religiously up until that point. Had my nice breakfast and then just went fucking tonto.
Just stole you a wee bit, that.
It does. Research. And it was like, it was
How are you finding the diet and though?
The diet, like, I love following a routine. Remember we spoke about this about going to jail. I love that.
It sucks, man.
Aye. It doesn't bother me that much. I was telling you, like, so Chris used to drink Monster, like you're currently drinking it now, but used to drink Monster
every day.
But used to drink it like all the time, and I used to be like, what are you drinking that shit for, man? What are you drinking that shit for? It's fucking shit.
Would you drink more than one a day? Aye.
3.
Aye.
But then that's, like, think about it.
3.
How many coffees? How many coffees you had today?
None a day. Because I had a Monster. So that's how I do it now.
I've never had a coffee in my life, though. So people drink.
You drink tea usually, eh?
I used to,
Gay.
Hey, don't talk about my Earl Grey like that.
Aye.
I don't drink tea anymore.
Good.
But if I'm out, I'll get a tea.
So now I understand why. It's like a treat. It tastes good.
Cheers you up. I know that sounds stupid.
You're
But see, when you're
getting
cutting weight in that, you have a wee monster.
You're
Like,
getting
oh.
you're getting a hit of caffeine.
Aye.
You're getting some fake flavors, and it's passing the time and filling your stomach in it.
Aye.
So I do understand that, and especially if you're drinking the zero stuff.
That's good after I say
I am
as
not-
well, even though it's probably the worst time to
See
drink
when it's
it.
been in the fridge as well,
Aye.
and you finish training, and you just got that cold fucking monster. It's fucking quality.
I was about to flog them there, but there's other energy drinks available.
I sometimes like a blue Rockstar, but that's like 600 calories in a can.
Is it?
Aye, it's mental.
Jesus.
Honestly, it's
I
fucking
think
right.
when you drink something like a Red Bull though, like you feel rough after it. See the next night, if you drink Red Bull all night, if you're working maybe on the door or whatever,
I never drink
the
them
next
at
day
work.
you're like, I feel fucking
I
sluggish
definitely
here.
wouldn't hit the ones with the calories, mate. That's just
Aye, the sugared ones. It's like 600.
that's crazy, man.
know.
Just fucking a
One
full
can.
meal. So I do understand why you did it back in the day, because I'm finding myself like, oh,
They're easy to drink as well. They taste fucking good.
that's what I mean. Like
Water tastes shite.
I do enjoy fizzy water. I do drink a lot of fizzy water,
Aye, sparkling water.
sparkling water.
I know he likes it, but I don't.
It's not for me.
It's like a wee treat as well.
I like a still water though.
How many weeks? 5 weeks.
I think it's 5 on Saturday.
That's quite close. No, we're nearly there. Everything going cool?
Everything's going gravy, Davy. So we've had some good sparring sessions.
Were you happy with Friday's sparring?
No, I think it's the joys of being like an athlete. You're always hard on yourself. aren't
Why?
you?
What did you
Because
not
I
like
always
about it?
want to do better. I'm like, I could have done better. I could have done more. I always want to. I think that's what makes me. The fact that I'm always critiquing myself. Watched all the videos back. Looked at the positives, but focus a lot on the negatives. Where I'm like, you should have done this. You should
I
have
thought
done
you
that.
were good. Like, I thought you done,
And it was fresh manned as well.
and it was fucking hot. Like we're no really. We
So
are
it's
no
fresh
used to.
man, big gloves. All
We are
this
no
kind of
used to
stuff.
training in this type of. This will sound like a bit of an excuse, but when do we ever get to train in weather like this?
know.
Never. And it was proper, like heavy breathing, hard, fucking sweaty. Like how many times was it you saw people palm down going to get up and slipping because it was so fucking slippy.
Every gym will be the same
I
in
know,
Scotland.
it would have been like that fight for you in Cage Warriors Cardiff, which was just fucking cooking. That's what it was like in the gym. It was mental.
It's but no, it's good because it's part of the process as well. Is the heat acclimation. I'm doing that in the sauna as well. So every time I do a run, I'll jump in the sauna for 20 to 30 minutes. So last night, after my conditioning with Adam, jumped in the sauna for 30 minutes just to keep that engine running. Also lower the heart rate. So by being in the sauna, having your body after a run, it just kind of tricks your body into thinking it's still running.
The sauna does.
Aye. So if you do a 30-minute run,
Sweating.
if you do, it's still all the same. The engine still works the same.
Aye.
So if you imagine the engine's still running, so you do a 30-minute run or whatever it is you do, and then you jump in the sauna, your body can't tell if it's running or not. It just knows it needs to
It's
keep.
hot.
It needs to keep sweating. The heart rate still needs to go, and respiration still has to go through the whole
didn't know
process.
that.
So and not only that, you get used to the heat as well. The only thing you don't get through being in the sauna without the running is the local muscle fatigue, like the legs. So it'll increase your heart rate, reduce your heart rate, and make you a lot fitter. But
I
all my
need to,
numbers,
mate.
all my numbers are great. Like, so I've got an Oura ring that tracks sleep, heart rate variability,
Sexuality.
sexuality.
Tracking sleep
Well,
is, but
that's
mate,
a ring.
I've been having to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning for work, and it's the worst thing ever. I don't know how.
I know.
cunts do
So
this.
you're back
Mate,
on
it's
the
horrific.
you're off the night shift and back
Aye.
on the day shift.
Oh, I don't know how people fucking do this. It's awful. See how like alarm goes off at 6 o'clock, and I could honestly greet. I've worked night shift my whole life, my whole working life, and now I've got like a wee day job, and it's like, oh, it's fucking awful.
How long before you get sacked?
I'd say I'm doing all right.
You doing all right?
actually, because the owner, I don't want to shout him out, but he is a bad guy, and I like him a lot. But he is a really bad guy, so we get on good because he's got a lot of problems with narcotics.
Good on him, man.
Aye, good man. Good.
Have you been
family man.
messing about with any narcotics recently?
How recent?
Does
Like,
he listen
at the
to
weekend?
show?
Oh, and like yesterday. Like a Tuesday. It was what? Aye, Tuesday. Aye. Wee tootski. Just it's tough, mate. It's early.
Right.
It's early. It's early in the morning.
So it's just like a wee bit of get you on that fucking
just like-
Peruvian marching powder,
Aye.
get you ready for the 6 o'clock.
Let's get this day going. What?
You did just hit a fucking shot of whiskey.
Aye, it's been. Do you know what? It's not as terrible as it looks. What is that? Ben Lomond or something it's called. I was going to buy whiskey at the weekend. I went across to the whiskey shop just opposite my work. That's what's called the whiskey shop. But they didn't have anything like I like to look at. But when the weather's this nice in Edinburgh, all the tourists like smash whiskey shops. And by the time I'm getting there, it's just like my shift is starting just as it's closing. So you didn't really get anything that you're looking for. So, but
What's your go-to whiskey?
I like Lefroy a lot now.
It's rough.
It's so see, since before COVID I preferred stronger whiskies, and since COVID I like kind of smoother ones, but they do a lot of bottles that are just like you don't know what they are, so it's just like, oh, this is like a local blend, and the ghee is good, but
You just put all the shit
Aye,
in the
maybe.
bottom of the barrels into a bottle and they're like,
what do you drink like?
I've not had a whiskey in a while, my whiskey cupboard. We should have a night on the whiskey, mate.
Glenfiddich.
You like Glenfiddich
I don't like whiskey, mate.
You don't like
at
whiskey?
all? You drink vodka, yeah.
Jamie, you a whiskey guy?
I like a Glenfiddich or a Highland Park.
Highland Park, Macallan.
We need to hit up.
Colac.
They do the they do the tour in Edinburgh. What's it called? The Johnny Walker,
A little snit. A snitful.
and then we could jump in there and do a wee day out.
There's a few different ones on the Royal Mail.
Is it?
Aye, there's different
Whiskey
ones.
tours.
Aye. After this fight, we'll go for one.
Filtered through heathers. I thought you'd
It's
like
a
that.
bit. Some
That's
of
why I
it,
said snitful.
some of it's fucking gimpy. It's like just geese that metal one, Google. That's what it gets like.
Your life on the fifth.
They all fucking taste the same once you've drunk enough of them. So
Aye, I guess so. The last time I had a whiskey was with my brother,
aye.
and it got wild. It got wild in the Craig house.
He's arm wrestling.
No, I will save that for El Pedro.
Da.
El Da. I like the thing is he's in his 60s now, so.
You still need to take the title off him though.
But the thing is, I don't need to take a title. I have the title. Did I ever tell you the time that he tried to fight me? Guys, are you looking for some high quality MMA gear? Well, look no further than our latest brand partner, Anaconda Fightwear. This Scottish owned martial arts brand that is revolutionising training gear. These guys know the struggle of injuries firsthand, and the founder had a brutal ACL injury from Jiu Jitsu that put him out for 6 months. That's why they created the knee brace, specially designed for martial arts.
Anaconda Fightwear offers a range of braces tailored for martial arts injuries, providing protection and staying securely in place during training. Products used by ADCC athletes like Mason Fowler and William Tackett. Even Joey Diaz and Joe Rogan have recently purchased from Anaconda Fightwear.
Their goal is to create products that help athletes train at their best without being held back by injuries, and make those products look badass. Sleek rash guards with minimal styling and without all the crazy prints. So if you don't want training gear with a Pikachu or Dragon Ball Z on it, then they are your guys. They are currently doing a deal for 2 for $59 on rash guards, so get yourself over to anacondafightwear.co. Find all links in description and our Instagram bio.
Anaconda, baby.
Survive. So I've had a few experiences with my dad. You know, as you're a wee guy, it's a pissing contest. I think must have been about, let's say I'm 15, 16 at the time. And I had came in and I'd get suspended to school. And my dad...
You seem like such a good boy, mate.
For wearing
It was-
that vest.
for wearing the tank top. So anyway, I get
Horse and the maths teacher.
No, I got suspended. I got suspended, so I can't remember what it was. But I tried to explain it to my dad. My dad's not really the best of parents. Like he doesn't know how to like deal with shit. Like, that's wrong. Don't do that. It was like, what do you mean you're suspended? So he got all like flustered and didn't know how to react. And then he grabbed me and spanked me, and I went. Like, what are you doing? I like smacked my ass. I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, and it was this kind of realization, like, I don't know. And I was like, that's the weirdest thing ever. I'm fucking like 16, man. And then after I brought it up to him, like maybe like a couple of years after it, and I was like, do you remember that time you spanked me? And he was like, aye. And I was like, how did you feel? And so he was like, I had no idea what to do. Like, I knew you needed to get in trouble for something, but I just didn't know how to deal with it. And I was like, and you went for a spanking.
Did he just like slap you, or did he like grab you?
He grabbed me. And like, and I was like,
you a bit.
he did. Like, at least punch me. So anyway, me and my mum were having, like,
To the puss?
Aye? No,
would
to the
have been a
face,
bit right.
to my ass.
Aye, but to the face would have been all right.
To the buttocks. So me and my mum we were having an argument. My dad was like, decided that this is my time to step in.
Hot rod.
Aye, and he came in and he stood up and I was like, fuck you, got it? And I grabbed him and fucked him on the couch and he was like,
You were arguing with your ma?
aye.
Oh.
Shit happens. So as I'd said, I grabbed my dad, fucked him on the couch and he looked up at me and that was the point there that he realised, I'm the fucking alpha in the house now. Peter, sit down.
My mum's more aggressive than my dad, man.
Aye, well, that's the same. And my dad, like as I said, my dad's awkward in these situations and doesn't know how to like kind of. She doesn't know. I'm the same, mate. My mum's a tyrant in the house, but my dad's just like, right, I need to step in. I don't know how to do this, but here goes nothing. And I grab him like, what the fuck you gonna do? Fling him on the couch and he's like, aye, you're right, nothing.
My ma likes that
You're old as I
Prozac,
do.
so
You're old
she's
as
not
I
really
do.
doing much. My mum liked that Prozac, so she's not really doing that much.
So the dad just pieces you up. Pop, pop.
Aye, she's just lying about on the couch, yeah.
You ever had a wee scuffle
What?
with the parents?
I shoved my dad through the bin. A wee plastic bin you get in the kitchen.
That's mad, because your old man just messaged me saying if you talk about him on the podcast, he'll do you. Like, I don't want to cause any trouble, but it's just what he said.
But I'd come in, I can't remember. I think I was fighting with somebody out in the street and I came in. I don't know if I came in to get a bat or something, but he tried to keep me in. And when he let me, he's like, no, you're not going out and all that. And he started shooting at me. The only time I've ever touched him, and I just shoved him right through this wee plastic bin, and all snapped and broke, and I just bolted.
My
Just
good
ran out of the
bin.
house.
Out the house.
I just ran out the house, aye.
I've had a few tussles with the parents, man. Uppercut at my mum once as well. Not my finest moment. She, I was going up the stairs and I must
edit that, Jay.
I must have been about 13, 14. You know, starting to masturbating and that. You know, going through some stuff.
They were the good times.
Grounded again, and I remember. I'll tell you this in a minute. But this was the whole sequence, and I remember she grounded me and locked me in the house. I wasn't allowed out, so I jumped out the window. Like jumped out like a second story of my window. I don't know why I just didn't open. So my mum was like, mum came back, was looking for me. She's like, this wee bastard's hiding somewhere. And I wasn't anywhere to be found. So she's looking about the house and cupboards for me and all this kind of shit. I wasn't anywhere to be seen. So anyway, I'd come back in and I was walking up the stairs and it was like, I kind of went alpha dog in it. And she went, fuck you didn't jab me. But so this is my mom, right? Knowing I'm 16 and my dad's spanking my bum, my mum just fucking zaps me. And I just had this like, oh, bum, uppercut at her, man, and she fucked her head off the wall. Jesus. And she went, wait till your dad comes in. I was like, at the time I went, you'll fucking get it as well. And went to my room, looked at my hand. Big Pedro come in and said about me.
You can't hit a woman. You ever see how they fall, man? Like, they just crumble.
Who posted the video of the guy double jabbing the woman?
Me.
Bump.
And then it
And they're looking, she's like, oh, there's a blame, there's a claim.
But
G4, get on there, buff.
I remember when I was young, like, my mum would, like, she was steaming. She would try to shout at me and grab me, you know, and I'm like, just move. And she would just say, like, pure dramatic, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't touch you, man. Phone your papa.
Aye,
Go
that's,
fuck yourself.
that's it. Like, they phone somebody else.
So we'll get off the subject of barking my moles and dads, right?
And birds.
What about this?
Hey, you know what? We're the modern day, man. Equal opportunities.
Aye.
You want to fucking tussle, you're going to take a shot like a woman.
Aye,
You're going
aye.
to take a shot like a man.
I didn't discriminate. Just lay every cunt out.
Same
Like,
rights, straight rights.
Ross, you must have had a few tussles with women in nightclubs. You just hit them the sweep.
How many birds you
Fucking hell. Cheesy peeps. Not enough. No, you get attacked by women more than men.
Right in there with the claws.
Aye, or hit with stuff.
Is that so? See when you've got the scratches in the back, is that what you say?
Stilettos.
I got fucking a tumbler in the like flat in the pus off a but like eye split open everything just off a bird. Just went fuck you, buff. They're wild. Like they don't give
Do
a
you do
fuck.
the Ross Cooper sweep bit?
Obviously, I didn't do anything violent to women, but they need to leave promptly. So that's
Triangle.
at the club I work now. We've got a couple of lassies work there, so and they're pretty. They're some mean bitches, like so.
Are they the chicks that look like dudes?
They've got the liquor licenses, so they remove any attitude for them pretty quick, eh? So aye, one's joining the police and that, and they just fuck cunts up. So they're good for that. They're mean for the streets.
Get him, Skeeter.
So I do fuck about. Just go, come down here. This lassie here needs to leave, and they just boff. They're gone because that's the big thing, isn't it? They want to. That man touched me. Like, aye, but you were fucking punching fucking your boyfriend in a booth.
Don't turn this into a murder.
Mate, that word is bad, eh? You can't say that one on the YouTube.
I know.
Jamie's like, for fuck's sake, I'm not going to write this down.
Hey,
Here, boys.
let's talk about this ginger guy, Ross Cook. You know who Ross Cook is, Ross?
The world's toughest geezer or something.
Aye.
Is that what it's called?
So he's running through...
Hardest geezer,
He's
sorry.
running the full length of Africa, isn't he?
Aye.
Oh, I've seen him, in fact.
Is it
Absolutely
hardest?
Ross with like a bucket hat on.
Is it hardest geezer?
Hardest geezer.
Is that right?
Ross
Aye.
Cook.
Aye.
So we started
Got a mad hat, aye.
started in Cape Town, South Africa. He's been running for 54 days.
Aye.
He's just passed, I think it's the third country. I'm get it wrong, but Gamori or some shit. I don't know, whatever's after South Africa, then the next one. But he's running every day. Obviously, he's got this big ginger beard now. But he's doing 250 days every day running all these marathons.
But I don't think he's running a marathon. I think he's just...
No, he's running about 200 marathons in a row.
So how many miles does he cover a day?
I don't think he's
Mate,
covering
I'm
a
going on
marathon. I
Instagram
don't
to
think he's
follow him now.
covering a marathon a day. I think
No,
what he's doing...
no a day.
I think he's only like covering...
No,
it's
not
still
a marathon a
impressive.
day.
It's still impressive,
It's not a
Jamie. You got
marathon a
the...
day. It's like some like 80 marathons all in or some shit like that.
He's going to run more than 15,000 kilometres. He's doing it. He plans to cross 16 countries on foot without taking a single rest day.
So how can you run every day? I know like we maybe do like a 5k every day, just say if you're doing it in your gym or whatever. But I know you're not doing cardio like my grandfather said. She smokes 40 Marlboro a day.
Just quickly, I don't know when this was posted, but he said day 12, 55.7 kilometres.
No, he's on to day 54 now.
All right, fair enough.
So on his Twitter it shows you the route he's going, right? So he's starting at Cape Town, he's going all the way up,
18
and
hours
he's
ago.
finishing in Tunisia, right? But there's certain bits he needs to jog through the Congo at night and stuff like that. And there's fucking crazy animals jumping about there as well. But I don't know. I don't know why he's doing it. Is it just raising money for something, or is
It's
it?
fucking
Just
mental,
human
obviously.
endeavour.
Eh?
Human endeavour.
But it's nuts. He got ill like last week because he
I
stopped the
seen
net,
that, aye.
ate like eggs or something. Then he's running and he's got diarrhea, fucking running off him and all that. But I walked for a day down the West Highland Way, and I was crippled, man, and I was only walking. So how can these guys run for like 250 days every day
Body adapts.
without resting? Or
He'll be getting rest. He'll be getting rest. So, but he's probably like a guy who would run every day anyway. So maybe hitting the streets, and he would just be out running. And then he's like, "Fuck, I'm going to try and do this." I don't know what the guy's background is.
This is what he's written about Angola on day 51. First experience of Angola. Everyone speaks Portuguese. Petrol is 25p a litre. The people seem well friendly for a country that has a machete on its flag. But he's in the hospital there, saying he's fucking shit himself. We've all been there,
So
bro.
I think he's got like a camper van, hasn't he? And he's like camper
got like
van
a
in
full
it.
support team here. I'm looking at it
but
now.
they don't like drive beside him. They let him do his thing, and then they catch up
So
sometimes.
that's it there. When
Aye.
he's got like a big,
Then they
obviously
catch
a
up.
team to make sure he doesn't.
That's
fucking
going to be
go
their
down.
issue, is eating food.
Aye.
Some of the content looks pretty cool though, so it'll be. I don't know if they're going to bring a documentary or whatever at the end of the line, but it's.
Did you ever
It's a
see?
bit
I'm
sketchy.
not coming off this subject, but Ross Edgley. I've spoken to this guy.
No.
He swam around the UK, the whole of the UK, without stopping.
round the coast?
He didn't. He didn't step on land. He slept in a boat and everything.
Aye, that's madness.
That's like Ross Edgley is an absolute beast. But he's also done like these ultra marathons. He's ran with like different tribes. but he's an absolute beast. And he ended up like the salt water made his tongue swell, and he was just peeling bits of his tongue off because there was so much salt in it. He had to he ended up with like infections in his neck. The guy's an absolute beast.
Cunts are wild, eh?
But it's
what makes
same
them
again,
do
man.
this?
And it's just humans like trying to be.
No one's done this.
I want to be this, and he was the first person to do it.
Suppose it's probably like climbing Everest as well. Like the first guy to do it. Anybody else has done it? That's me done it.
There was Adolf Hitler was medals to climb up the north face of the Eiger.
Was he actually?
Aye, and he was like, you climb up that, you'll get an Olympic gold medal. So am I right? Go and check that up. I don't think. I'm sure there's only a handful of people who've done it.
He sent a lot of scientists to Nepal. The Nazis.
Sent a lot of guys to the cooker.
Hey, depends which version of history you believe, brother.
Fuck's sake, bro.
Aryan Brotherhood.
Takes half his time. He's eating nothing but fucking swastikas.
I've been to Auschwitz. It's fucked up, like.
So that, man.
It's
Is it
fucking dark.
So I'm sure, I could be lying, but I'm sure that's where North Face, the clothing brand, gets their name for, because the North Face of the Eiger was one of the hardest places to conquer.
So
Jamie?
Can't find anything.
Adolf's got his enemy podium.
Can't find anything about Hitler.
Gold medals.
No, but that's what he said. It's like anybody can climb this when human endeavour. That's
They
what it
hide all the positive stuff about him.
is. Fuck off, Ross. Don't call me the beard Jew for nothing, cunto.
I'm only kidding.
Kanye West earlier.
But it's just like some of the stories, what people do. Like if you know the guy for Flash Gordon's alive. What's his name? Brian Blessed.
The older guy.
Aye, Brian Blessed. He's tried to climb Everest like 3 times without oxygen, and like I think he's made it to like the furthest point ever.
There's different routes and stuff as well now that they're looking into.
As soon as you get to a point where you're struggling to breathe, you probably just panic, man.
Die. That's the most common cause of death, eh? It's no falls and stuff. It's people run out of oxygen. That's the most common.
It's game over.
And they die.
So he's been trying to get up there. I don't think he's doing it now because he's ancient, but I think he's done it like 3 times. I remember listening to his audiobook.
They lie down and go to sleep or something. That's what it is, eh?
Just take a wee nap.
Aye. And that's you. Done.
Horrible.
Fucking mental.
There was a documentary listened recently about one of the guys for Towie wanted to go up and get his brother.
They can all
Am I right?
attempt that.
He wanted to go up,
Every
and
cast
so his
member.
brother had climbed Everest, and I'm sure on the way back down he lost. There was a storm, got lost, and died. And somebody had taken a picture because
They're still up there.
littered with bodies because it's very hard to get them down. It's very hard. Like you're
Just use them as a slide. Just jump on
What
them.
was that on? The Simpsons? That was The Simpsons, eh? He used the frozen boy as a...
but aye, so he went up there to get his brother's body. Turned out it wasn't his brother, and then he ended up just taking somebody else's son down. They just grabbed the body and was like,
Just went, oh, that's not my brother, but I'll take him to the anyway.
But he can come with us. He seems all right.
Did they don't know until we got to the boat? No, it wasn't his brother.
no, they knew up there. They were
Right,
like,
okay.
listen, we can't find the because they were only using like a suit. They were using it. It was like my brother was wearing that suit, and that's 100% my brother. So they pinpointed where he was. They went up there, found out it wasn't him. Went and found another few bodies, and went, we're not going to find him. So we'll just take a body down, and then that gives
It's
like
a bit graphic, isn't it?
no, but it gives like
Fucking
because
grim, eh?
like they had the ability to take one body down.
Aye.
So they're like, right, like listen,
You're doing somebody's
we're
family.
doing, aye. So there's put somebody's family at rest. But this was like his brother was like, let's say it was like 15, 20 years. His brother's body had been lying up there.
Up there like fucking Jack Torrance.
So they obviously didn't
1999.
they didn't decompose it, take it.
It was 1999.
1999, and he just went up like last year or the year before to try and get his brother's body.
So they didn't decompose because it's so cold,
It's so
obviously.
cold down.
Jack Torrance at The Shining.
Just starts losing the plot.
Just froze.
Fuck it.
Guys just try to get some writing done.
That's frozen free.
Oh dear. Anybody watch any actual fighting at the weekend?
Was that Aljo? No, Aljo. What's his name?
Charles Oliveira.
I lost
Big
a bit.
chest. What did you lose on?
A bit.
I bet on Big Nate the Train. We
Well,
like him.
Opposite. I love Nate the Train, but I bet Iggy.
Oh, really?
I bet Man City to win, and I bet Dariush. Dariush fucked me.
I had Nate the Train and Charles.
I just thought he was going to hold Oliveira down and be born, and he was doing it at a certain point. and Oliveira just comes up and
Just
stings him.
Fuck you, I'm gonna boot you in the head, mate.
I like Oliveira. No,
he's good,
How
isn't
can you not like him? That means
He's so much better a champion as well. Well, obviously he's not because fucking Islam Makhachev is, but if you can see it would be good if he was to.
aye. Islam still beats him.
I would say so.
Did you see Islam's going to be a two-week champ?
Oh, has he gone with that? Is he? What's the other weight? Going up the weight,
I
obviously.
think he must be going up. I don't imagine he can go down
Has he
for
got- Is he? So who's he got to go for? Like Leon? Must be.
Got to be.
Just
Don't know about
talking about Leon. Did you see him in the soccer aid?
that. So what's
Was it? Did you know the
What's goalkeeper ever? What's he doing?
Why is he the goalkeeper?
What's he doing?
Seems quite an athletic guy. After last week's, you were saying all the fat boys are goalkeepers,
The Goldberg,
So
the junkie.
what was it? What was the game though?
So it was England versus the rest of the world. They like soccer aid every year at Wembley, and he was part of the rest of the world because obviously he's from Jamaica, but English as well. So I don't know.
So
why
which one
was,
is he?
Why was he's Jamaican? Right?
He's Jamaican.
Aye,
Is that okay?
isn't he? He's Jamaican.
I think he is, right?
Aye. So they put him in
Talking
goals.
about another Jamaican, Jay, the boxer's Jamaican as well.
You're Jamaican me horny.
Big Jay, the boxer. He's Jamaican.
No, he's not.
Mate, I swear to God.
Rubik's Crib.
Rubik's Crib?
He's off a
If you talk about the same Jay,
to be Jamaican.
Mate,
the
he's
tattoos
fucking...
on his face.
Aye, Jay, what's his second name?
McFarlane.
McFarlane. Go and check up and see where Jay McFarlane's
So we put a picture
He's
up
Jamaican.
in the Rubik's Crib, and he's a wee bit. You actually captioned it
I've
just
got-
to man me a wee bit of the tism.
I thought it was quite
You wrote
funny.
that. He did look like it.
Doing the Rubik's Cube while he was at the press conference.
But I
He
saw...
gets big fights, man, but
I know, but...
It's a big guy, that's why.
flattened out.
Now, am I making this shit up?
I'm seeing Born in Glasgow.
Mate, I'm fucking sure he's from Jamaica.
Oh, he's for the tune, man.
Aye.
Mate, he's Jamaican.
Would you say he looks more like me or more like Leon Edwards?
Right, he looks more like you, but...
So who else scored on it? Usain Bolt scored a belter.
I know, mate.
He
That's
was
actually
playing.
quite good.
Aye, he played.
He was
a
playing
German team.
professional football. Aye, he was playing professional
He
football
couldn't
for a wee
fucking
bit.
10 yards head start and he was still good at a ball.
Aye, he's good.
Leon was terrible, man.
I think he made some good saves. Jamie, did you find anything about Jamaican Jay?
Jamaican Jay.
I did not. Know that.
He's
Jamaican
no mate, he's a barber for the West End.
with tattoos in his head.
Aye.
Like,
Fuck off,
nice
he's
guy.
Jamaican Jay.
He's fought everywhere, mate. He's fought in MSG, not? The last one was in Rome. That one there was Dublin, wasn't it? He was in the Dublin card there.
You watched the Josh Taylor fight.
I did. I watched it live.
What did you think?
Could you just put some bets on him,
I
boys?
thought the first half he was looking all right, and then it just came
How did he get beat?
points.
Decision.
But the more the fight went on, he was starting to fade a bit. And is it Timifo?
Teofimo. What
Came
did you,
into it.
what did you think of the scoring? Did you see the judges' scorecards?
I thought he lost it with at least three rounds. That was me personally.
So I'm like obviously a Josh Taylor fan, and I thought Teofimo won quite convincingly. If he hadn't had such a strong 12th round, the judges were trying to give it a draw. It wasn't fucking close, mate.
Really, I thought that the judges gave it.
They
a
did,
good distance.
but no, one did.
One did.
Basically, if Teofimo hadn't had such a dominant 12th round, where kind of depending on what you were watching, you might think that Josh Taylor nearly got stopped. The judges, I felt, and this is the big thing we talked about judging last week with the Kai Kara France fight as well, didn't we? Like, it seemed to me like the judges were trying to get to fucking Josh Taylor, and I'm
Well, the three of them
I'm a
gave it to our
bias.
guy, so
Well, they didn't. But, well,
they did. Three,
If you look
three
at-
judges gave it to Lopez.
the scoring was bad, mate. The scoring was really bad. See, if you were to bring up the scorecards, you'd be like, fucking hell.
I thought Taylor was still
I thought the early rounds he was
well
good.
though. Like
he was good.
even
And
the rounds he was
tough as
losing,
fuck.
he was still
He was tough,
moving
mate.
well, just getting caught with cleaner shots. Lopez is really good too. They beat Lomachenko as well, didn't he? So fair play, that makes it. They're trying to beat the best guys, and then
Aye.
Lopez retired after it as well.
But the thing is
There's a wee bit of cock going, isn't
Teofimo is.
Aye.
It's his old man more than him, I think. Did you see them having the full blown bust up
Sometimes.
on fucking ESPN?
These
Like
American
full on
boxers,
argument with his dad on ESPN during an interview. And they're like, what? They're just sitting there like, just fucking arguing. Just start. His old man's mental, eh?
So did he beat
He beat
Taylor,
Josh Taylor.
and then retired?
Retired.
Think he'll stay retired or
Probably not.
nah. But is it? And he had said like he was obviously he was going in there and hoping Josh Taylor died and that. He was saying fucking pretty bad stuff. You can't say that, mate. Boxing people really do. In MMA it happens as well, but you can't be saying you're hoping to actually fucking take your opponent.
Kill him, man.
It's a shit thing to say.
Kill a man.
But it's just mad. The judging is so fucking...
Somebody else retired as well.
Amanda.
The Lioness.
Yes.
I've seen that. She later 2 belts.
And fucking Hingway or some shit on Ariel Helwani.
Pena.
She's a fucking
Was she
idiot,
not meant to
mate.
be next in line?
Well,
And does that not
but
fuck up like that weight class as well? Does that mean not make that like no more?
I don't know.
Is it
maybe?
Is it strawweight? What's the weight class?
Feather?
No, because she was the 135 champ as well. Or did that get taken off her?
I don't know.
I'm unsure. But Amanda had definitely competed at 135 pound.
Aye, she was the double champ.
And that's like, and then Pena's on fucking Ariel Helwani showing, and then was saying like, oh, we were going to storm the cage and that. Like, why are you talking like a badly behaved guy, eh? Why do you do that? Why do you talk like a... it's just shitty, mate.
Would you, Pena?
Nah, I'm not really into the Hispanics.
I would definitely destroy Pena.
I'd love for somebody just to watch all the podcasts we've done and just listen to all the no into the Spanish, no into the Mexicans, no into the Russians.
What's the other one who got knocked out a few weeks ago? With the short hair. Hello, little boy. That fucking what's her name? Andrade. Who is Hispanic, to be fair.
Aye. Ern's champ for the title shot. Or it knocked her out.
Aye.
What is it? Blanchfield? Blanchfield. So she'll probably get the title shot next week.
Must be a fucking nightmare for
Good
Dana
face on
White
that, man.
when cunts just retire. Like, oh, right, great. Now we've got Kim. Now we have to bring somebody else on. Must be a fucking nuisance.
And they've got hundreds of people coming through.
Knowing the women's, mate. The women's is not the same as the men's. There isn't the same amount of people. That's why they're having to fucking mix everybody about the weight. Look how much the women jump about weight classes compared to the men.
I thought
Is it because of shit?
It's because there's not as many of them, mate. One thing we'll not have here is fucking misogyny, all right? Everything else is fine.
but it's the skill between the women in it, and all you have to have is like somebody with a little bit of skill, and they can absolutely smash it.
Aye, Ronda Rousey just fucking
Aye,
dominated everybody.
until she gets found out. And then once she gets found out, it's the same cyclical cycle with the women's.
I know it's tough.
But I do think the women's seems getting better though.
Aye.
As the sport grows, you can see the technique getting a wee bit better and they're mirroring getting better.
I like technique's getting a wee bit better.
Aye.
What's going on with the UFC London card? Do you know anything about it? There's been a few different ones released.
Aye. The wee Irish chick got signed.
What Irish chick?
So Paddy Houlihan.
Right.
He's got a young Irish girl called Shauna Bannon. She's like 5-0. She was in Invicta and stuff like that. So she just got signed with the UFC straight into the London card.
Good.
So he's like the first. I think he was like the first Irish guy to like coach and fight and get a fighter into the UFC and fight in the UFC itself.
I liked him, eh?
I like Paddy, man.
Why was it he retired? Did he have an issue?
Issue is
His eye.
Aye.
I think it was his eye or something. No, it was his blood type.
Blood,
Something he can't. If he got cut or something.
Aye,
like that.
when he coagulate or some shit like that. I remember it was an issue.
But cool guy, Paddy. Like one of us kind of similar upbringings.
the hooligan.
Aye.
He's a good
but
guy,
so
man.
she's right into the London card, so it'll be interesting to see who she gets.
That's like just to get a straight up contract.
So
That's
George
impressive.
Hardwick, who I fought, and Oban Elliott,
I've went to Dana White's contender series.
two of them. And the two of them are fighting champions from Brave and the champion from Octagon. So good.
This
tough
Octagon
fight.
seems to be getting bigger, eh?
Aye,
I've
big-
seen a few people. Is
big arena
Andrew
shows.
Fisher no signed to
Yep.
that now?
He's fighting on it. The next one,
Aye. Where's that based?
Germany.
Aye.
Must be quite tough for Fisher having to actually be a coach and a full time fighter.
I say that to his face anyway, but he looks a lot older than what he is. I know he's like
What age is he?
I think he's 38 anyway, but I know that's quite old in MMA. But he does look older because he's been in the game for years, man.
I remember like I had only had like my 4th pro fight, amateur fight, and I'd been invited to the Bellator tryouts. Remember, and it was Andy Fisher get signed, and he was there, a young Andy Fisher, no beard.
Knee beard.
Aye,
That's
and
when you were a young guy.
Like, and I've got the picture, and it's like there's a few people dotted about, and Andy Fisher's there, repping it.
Was David Galbraith not there or some shit, or was it in his gym? Or
It was in
something
the
like
old
that?
Antonine gym,
Right, that's right.
but
Fisher's-
Big Baloo was there.
Fisher's good. Baloo competed at the weekend.
Aye, did he win?
No, he was up against Tom Denham. And
I remember
to
Big
overtime.
Big Tom
Aye, aye.
Denham caught him.
Great guy.
Sparred with us.
So think about it, 2 heavyweights in a grappling match, 10-minute round.
30 fucking degrees.
Exactly right. So you're at
Were they just like walruses just banging each other?
so think about it.
Knee
Grueling 10 minutes. Nobody's getting anybody down. Nobody's got an advantage or whatever. Another 5 minutes. Overtime. Exact same. Just to be fair, the crowd were for it because of the big guys. Rab's obviously for Alba,
hero.
for that way. Everybody's screaming. At one point, they go off the mat and Rab's just like, nah, fuck it. Power double right through chairs and everything, mate. It was already after mat, so probably illegal anyway. But I was tired watching the two of them.
So for
Obviously-
MD, that
obviously Rab's
doesn't know, you were commentating
the
for the
Anaconda.
ADCC Scotland.
Yep.
Which
Where
you
it's
were on
like-
the poster of.
I was.
Because he was on the
Because
show
that was
before.
OG. So that's something that Craig McIntosh is like. That's his passion project. He's a very good jiu-jitsu practitioner, and he's bringing ADCC to Scotland. And what he's doing is he's giving guys opportunities to fight on it. So he's giving Scottish guys opportunities.
Seemed
to fight.
popular.
Aye, and it does.
There was 40 matches. It was long.
How many hours was that?
So 4 o'clock to well past midnight. So
Fuck
do the
that.
math. Do the math.
Fuck that.
So well.
So aye, my boys were so sweaty, man.
Were they?
So sweaty. I was
That's
in jeans.
straight home to get them washed.
Aye.
That had to be done.
Yes, they did get washed. But matches that stood out for me. The guy that you trained me, obviously Adam Hill, Big Popper. There was a couple of Big Poppers on the card, so I
Was
don't know.
there?
I don't know about the nickname. You can have 3 Big Poppers, not me. Highlander, there can only be only one. He won me heel hook. He was looking quite good.
I've seen a lot of heel hook finishes.
Aye, that's it, innit?
I got one where we north-south choke,
Aye, he did.
which was nice to see.
Which was surprised to see because he's not much of a finisher for being a black belt. Igor more like stick to like glue and try and control you and pass, but it was nice to see him getting the wee north-south, which is quite rare on its own. A Rouge, do you know a Rouge? Fellow from Marcus's.
No.
So he's a purple belt, but he's quite explosive. He was up against Jacob, I forgot his second name, but he's like a judo practitioner. Does the splits, blah, blah, blah. 2 of them, probably the match of the night. Went into overtime, it was absolute amazing. Just you could watch me at it. See when it's like that, the crowd are for it. Arouge ended up getting it with, he passed at the very last
And
second.
1 on points.
Aye.
Advantage.
Aye, in overtime.
Who was the main event?
The main event was my commentator colleague,
Oh, that's
Kev
right.
McAloon. So he jumped off to he commentated all night in the heat, and then went and jumped and done the main event against my old buddy Ian Feenan.
I seen you get the victory over Feenan.
Yeah, Feenan helped me like a nice kind of like fireman, like judo style fireman to throw him. But then after that, it was like Kevin kind of dominate him. Kevin is probably one of the best in Scotland, to be fair, when you break stuff down and when you watch him. Very good grappler, rear naked choke. But aye, it was good. I've got a few female matches in there.
So one where you rear naked choke.
Yep.
Oh.
The bull one with a leg lock.
Saw that.
And he was loving that he got his wee bit in the podcast last week.
The bull is some man, eh?
Michael won. Michael dominated the guy.
Blair.
Michael Blair won, yeah. So it was good. It's brilliant for the grapplers. I was talking to Mop after it. He basically says that he competes high now. Like, he'll take edibles, get high, and go and choke people unconscious. And he's like, I'm better when I'm high.
But when
I'm
I
like,
date
that's
liquid rooms, it's a problem, eh?
That's
Do you
insane.
know what I mean?
I don't think I could grapple high.
don't
You
know
on that
if-
golf course last week, do you think you could start rolling with something?
I don't know,
If
man.
you had to.
I'm a bit of an addict now, so I better learn.
But so Mop's just like, boom, get yourself a Guinness. So I'm up there on this fucking table on the stage.
Were you getting a bit ballsy?
Aye.
Were you ripping folk?
They were bringing me chicken, like trays of chicken, and I was I was drinking some Guinness, and like clearly, I know what I'm talking about with jiu-jitsu, right? I'm nearly a black belt. I've done it for years. I know the technique. I know everything. But my man to my right, Kevin, can break down anything, right? He knows all the names. He knows what they're going for. So all I have to do is sing. I don't try and speak out of him. I'm there for the comic value, the humour, know what I mean? I'll slag what they're wearing, their hair, their clogs, their walkout music, their gym, maybe their last fight, or maybe the time I beat them in a cage, I'll slag them. Know what I
Did
mean?
you mention beating anyone?
Aye, the main event.
Flying triangle.
So I let Kev do his thing. People want to listen. If they're jiu-jitsu fans,
You need half and half.
aye, he's the knowledge
So you're Mike Goldberg.
and I'm the humour, basically.
I don't want a picture of Mike. Don't. Sorry.
So it was good, man. It was cool that Mott was giving these guys opportunities. Tamasonic one.
Aye.
I was buzzing for him because he was in a few sketchy heel hooks and he'd done a bit of damage, and he ends up pulling the heel hook out. So I was happy for him. I know he works hard and he's a great guy. So
Nice guy.
So I'm proper happy for the people I like and train me every year. Like, see when you see them achieve something that work hard on, buzzing for them, know what I mean? But aye.
So what about
It's a good opportunity for guys. Because grappling's
Big Marius doesn't fuck about though. The guy Paul competed in the last show.
heel hook.
He's
I
like
see that again.
he's like the real referees for the actual real ADCC in Vegas and stuff like that. He's the main guy. But he was reffing, judging and all that, and he doesn't take any shit. People who's not working hard enough, he'll scream at them, he'll disqualify them, he'll take points off them.
That's the way it should be.
Did anyone get disqualified?
No, they only got, some people got a few warnings.
Because it can be, that's the problem with it. It's
I
no
know
spectator
guys
friendly.
We know people who just smother and just hold.
The co-main event, they brought in a Portuguese guy and a Brazilian guy, two of the best in the world. And it went into overtime. The Brazilian took his rash guard off. Marius was going mental because it's illegal. If you start with it on,
You have to finish with it on.
Aye.
I didn't know that.
so it took ages for guys sweaty
To get it
try
back
back
on,
on, you know. He's like, learn the rules. He's getting raging. So that match was quality and all, but two of them not. See, when they get to that certain level, they're not caring about points, but they don't give anything away. Like, everything's tight and it's just super fast reactions and that. And you can admire stuff like that, but some of the stuff where they're maybe like no time wasting, but just stalling and stuff like that, where he speeds them up like action.
Aye, I think that's what jiu-jitsu is needed. That was always the issue. When you watch a guy who's a high-level grappler against a guy who's a novice, that's when you get good stuff. That's when you get good rolls. You get the guy who's a novice who's trying stuff, and the more experienced guys just shotting everything down and then getting the victory.
I seen one guy was like, they kept going for this rolling back take, you know, you go half a hook in and you spin. And they were in jiu-jitsu, I don't know, a lot of people know, for these set of rules is points don't come in until halfway through. So if you're in an 8-minute match or a 5-minute match, it doesn't come through to 4 minutes or 5 minutes, then points start. So this guy's doing all these back takes in the first 4 minutes.
For nothing.
He's not getting them, he's just tiring himself out. Where you should just stick to the basics, like basics when you fights and matches. And then he's tired, then the points come in, he's gassed, the guys run about him, scoring all the points up, know what I mean? So I think we still need to go into the matches and with a game plan still. Yep. You're trying to finish a fight and look good and all these spinning back
I like
takes.
the word you keep using there, fight.
Aye. If it was a fight.
Do you think everyone was looking to finish, or do you think people were looking to stall?
No, some people are definitely looking to stall.
Just win on points.
Aye.
Go 8 minutes. Bullshit. And it fucks the sport because it also fucks them getting back on the card. Because if Mop's looking at building this next year or next event, he's going to do the exact same. He's going to be like, well, this guy was stalling. Why am I going to want him there?
So we brought up Neil Laird at the start. I was gutted for Neil because he had a super tough guy, and it was kind of like classic Neil style.
One of my first training partners ever.
Big Neil?
Dav Bain.
Bain, aye.
Dav Bain. He's my kid's jiu-jitsu coach.
So, well, Neil was like kind of one of your first going through the years.
Yeah, he was.
And he was always a guy where is Neil in the For me anyway, I don't know if it was for
Fucking
Pool.
us too.
And it's just like, so you're like, he's not coming, then he was show up late, like, sorry, I'm late, guys. Are like, bastard, I thought I was getting away with that. So Neil takes a guy down, And you know what Neil's like? He's like a fucking wet blanket, solid, tight. He passes, he gets to him out, he gets it back. Strolling this match, 10-minute match, gets to the 8-minute mark. The guy just pushes him off mount, just like this. Heel hook, lost, and it was just like, you were just coasting. You were coasting there.
Aye.
So, and that's kind of similar to his MMA career.
Aye,
He's got all the tools.
The last
and
time I was in his corner was against Lucas Zavignac.
Yeah.
And he fires this head kick and then ends up on his back and ends up getting subbed.
Yeah,
Like
after.
after strolling,
Yeah.
after absolutely fucking
I
dominating
think that
the guy.
could be, and I'm just like, I don't know what's in Neil's head, but that could be like a mental thing. I always remember Chael Sonnen used to talk about it because he used to always lose at the start of the second round after like dominating the fight, and he had to go in to see a sports psychologist or whatever.
Dave Bain is a very good fucking grip.
aye.
Like he's finished so
But
long.
Neil
that's what I'm
is an
saying,
OG
Neil was
man.
dominating.
Neil is an
And
OG man.
Oh, for sure. But the thing with Dav is he'll never rut. He knows that at some point in this 10 minutes you will. He's like that guy who just waits on you doing something
Make a
wrong,
mistake.
and as soon as you do something wrong, boom, got you. And it's all his submission wins are like that. They just kind of like nothing's happening, bang, it's over. He's always done it.
Jiu Jitsu.
He's good.
Shitty
Like,
sport.
I think he's a brown belt. I'm sure he's a brown belt actually.
He was loving it when he won anyway. He could say what it
saw-
meant to him as
well,
well. Know what I mean?
He was
A victory over Neil's up.
He was trying to bridge and try to explode out, and Neil was just basing solid. And
Neil's
he
solid.
looked like the guy was. He was like basically like I can't shift him.
He messaged me last night and he was like,
Give you a shout in the podcast.
he was like, I didn't want to message you because you'd think I was asking about Neil or anything like that. He's like,
So his pal, who was with this guy in the crowd, I don't know if he told you, but he had this low crop
Jamie Harvey,
t-shirt on, right?
boy with glasses.
Aye.
Dislocated my shoulder.
So see like a V-neck, mate.
He listens to the podcast, so feel free to.
I know, I ripped him in the toilet. Right? So the V-neck came by the tits, mate. It was.
Is he in good shape?
He's a big dude. He's a thick dude, but
He's a lump.
This t-shirt was hideous, man. So I'm ripping him on the mic, and then I go to the toilet in the break to do a piss, and he's like, "Oh, I love the podcast, mate." I'm like, "Mate, I've just spent the first half ripping that t-shirt you're wearing." He's like, "Oh, you heard my mate told me."
He's a good cut. Like I like Jamie.
What is that? Well, tell him like what's going on with this t-shirt, bro?
Aye, he's a purple belt as well. I think
It must be his wife's or some shit. Mate, this was hideous.
I don't know how much he trains now. I don't know, but he used to be quite a.
But
a
Jiu
religious-
Jitsu, I still prefer the mixed martial arts. You need to punch somebody.
What about combat Jiu Jitsu?
No, because it's the
Open,
open
eh?
slaps. I need punching. I need elbows. Some fucking fools hanging off my ankles. They won't be hanging off my ankles when you start punching them. That's what I
Were
feel.
leg locks the main kind of?
Aye.
Aye,
Like
it's-
I wrote
it's
all
the-
the finishes down.
It's the
and-
dark arts now,
and
isn't it?
the heel and the straight ankle locks, a few steamer locks were the main total of the finishes.
That's the goal in Jiu Jitsu,
Aye,
to get a move named after you.
What it done with they change the rules now, so when they get taken down or whatever, like see if they go to the side, on their side, they're no points. You still need to flatten them out and you need to control. And when they were going to turtle, like there weren't a lot of people breaking the back entries down, like getting the hooks in. So there was, I think only one person really finished with a back take and to get the choke in. It was mostly people going for leg entries and stuff like that. Which is, if that's your game, that's your game. But you come into a cage doing that stuff.
You're going to get fucked
not
up.
gonna
It's
work.
mad how in MMA, like the clearest, best, and safest path to victory is get to the back and finish them.
Aye.
Like you're always going to be fine because he can't defend himself, and then they go to that and they just want to fucking burst people's feet off.
Bust ankles and knees.
Aye,
That's all I know about it.
It's grim as well.
I
Eh?
know.
Anybody get fucked up?
Um,
Anybody hurt or that? Or?
well, Finn got choked out.
Oh,
sadly.
I seen that, mate. He was hitting the fucking shakes.
Aye.
Out.
Triangle, very out. Shadow realm out. And everybody was there to support him. So obviously I'm commentating. I'm biased. I want him to win. But it was a basic triangle setup. So you trap the arm with the opposite leg and lift it like a wee hook.
What belt's Finn now?
Purple, But he has got a lot of wrestling experience since he was a fucking child. But the guy he was up against was good. Just one of the things you get caught. Finn's not really competed a lot in jiu-jitsu. He's had a couple of comps, but I don't know. You move on to the next one, innit? You take like a man and move on to the next one. He knows he made a mistake.
Is Mop doing another one of these comps soon?
I don't know.
Or is he just going to leave it yearly?
I don't know. But when was that one you done?
Can't remember.
So that's 2 since then. So
I'd take being choked out over a destroyed knee though. That's definitely better.
I don't think anybody's knee popped or that. One guy did get a buggy choke. In the last show, his knee did pop, but he then won. He loves the podcast and he jumps about. He had open heart surgery and all that, and he's got a valve missing. The guy's insane. I don't want to butcher his second name, but it's something Love. And I was all for it. The guy hits a buggy choke. The guy is trying to slam him out it till the point the guy starts doing this to him, right? And what do I see on the mic? I'm like, I've seen that in a porno before. And the guy finally taps and he's jumping about going mental. So I thought he got a submission of the night.
With the buggy.
Aye. I gave him that. Sean,
you didn't see them?
Kev gave it to Sean Goldie, who has now moved to Marcos's gym from Hit Squad, because basically it's a jiu-jitsu gym and that's what he does. He won me like a false reap into heel hook. Does that make sense to you? And like Kev was creaming in his pants with the entry and that. He gave it to him, I gave it to the buggy choke. But
I know a guy done a buggy choke.
Did he get you it?
Didn't get
No,
me.
but Sean, he was showing me his on YouTube.
Aye. He told me he was good, then in Rio he was just constantly going for it. I'm like, I'm just following the hips. I'm not giving you this shit.
So I had seen it before I realised, like I never knew it was him. And we were in the car a few weeks ago. He's like, I got somebody with a buggy choke. I was like, no, you didn't. And he showed me.
Because it's a slow choke. It's like you're safe, but you're no safe.
The kids gets power, he's got strength, and so it works for him.
He's big. He's big.
So is that pretty much it? What time is it?
We've done it on 5.
5.
Because you're just wanting to get onto this fucking.
Will we?
Can I get on to something that annoys me?
Go on it. Is it me?
No.
Is it his vests?
No. I had to have a picture of me in a vest and somebody's like,
Gay blade.
Like, you can't slag somebody and you've got a vest on.
See, I got a message from my mate Gary Thompson.
Right.
All he messaged me is gay blade. I'm like, guess what he fucked.
A boy came to Liquid Rooms on Saturday night when LA Lakers vest on. LA Lakers. And I did that Friday line. What team you play for? You shoot a little hoop. And he was like, oh, you're that guy for the podcast. I didn't want to slag on me. I was like, I was a bit too fucking slag as well. But anyway.
The Denver Nuggets one?
Remember we were in Vegas and renting a car and a guy just walks up to me like, Dodgers, man. Because I did the Gators. No, the Green Bay Packers. And like, I was like, what is that? You like the Packers or something? I'm like, no, man. Just bought the hat.
Like the hat.
And he's like,
Sunny and that.
He was grilling.
I quite like Americans in their sport where they're like, if you're wearing one of their brands, they'll be like, let's go Lakers. Or they'll I kind of like that.
They're animated.
As opposed to, like, when you go to Glasgow, you're wearing a Rangers shirt, it's like, fuck you fucking... Insert sectarian abuse there.
So what annoys you, mate? Tell us.
You know what annoys me? This has got to sound terrible, right? Because it's everybody's special day, right? That Halloween. So I've seen it about 4 times this week that people just had a baby and they need to do this standard picture leaving the fucking
hospital with it.
Like, stand up straight. Am I doing it right? Am I doing it? Like, why are people doing this? Is it just because everybody else does it?
I think it's always been a thing.
Look at me leaving the hospital with said baby. Like, nobody gives a fuck.
I think
just
that's
take
always
the
been
Wayne
a thing,
home and clean its arse and fucking feed it. You don't. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting.
Is there a picture? If we hit up the missus, is there a picture of you?
No, because I told her we ain't doing that shit, man.
Please,
please,
just for me.
I don't know if I did it. I don't know.
In airport drinks, I think that's just like.
Oh, that's the worst.
Isn't it? It's like I fucking hate drink at the airport. I hate going to a plane drunk or drinking on a plane. See, cunts are gone on holiday at like 6 in the morning. Here's a picture of a pint and a fucking cocktail for my poor bitch.
What's the actual line?
It's like, how's your Monday? That
no, it's like
do you have airport drinks? Do you?
No.
Exactly. Did you take a picture of the Wayne walking out the fucking hospital?
I don't think so.
I think I might have with the first one. I
Did
don't
you
know.
get asked to do it? Was it the
No,
female?
she wouldn't have asked. She'd have just done it.
Aye.
And she would have just took it.
What about the ones that actually stand there, like Ronaldo taking a free kick? Am I doing it right? Did you get a good one? Can we walk now?
So can make yourself look bigger. I agree with that. So
Gender reveal balloons, they're pish.
Have you seen the
What are you
wrestling
doing
one?
that for?
The wrestling one? They're having a wrestling match in the back garden. The actual pro wrestlers. And obviously
murder?
one's wearing pink, one's wearing blue, and then it's a close kick. Oh, it was nearly a boy. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I've not seen
So
this.
they have and then whoever
gender
wins is like obviously see the blue guy fucking tombstones and wins. It's a boy, you know what I mean? I've got to call Undertaker.
I've seen.
Imagine having to
That's
take...
quite a cool one and pop my fucking
No,
balloon.
I've seen some really dog shit ones, and,
and
they're
then
all
the
dog
balloons all
shit.
black. The
Imagine
guys-
some cunt phones you up. Imagine some cunt phones you up and is like, come to my gender reveal, and you take time out of your day to go to this, eh? And you're like, oh, who fucking cares?
Aye.
Maybe it's me, mate. I
Agreed.
didn't go to any. I didn't go to weddings or fuck. I go to none.
I don't like weddings either, mate. I feel
Pish.
they're a
That's how I
burden on my
feel.
day.
It's a bird's day out, isn't it?
See if I get to go to a wedding and I'm not in fight camp, and I can be fun Bobby and get pissed. Love it. See if I have to go to a wedding and I'm in fight camp, hate
Aye.
it. I'm the guy that's here.
First dance and you're off.
No.
did he go?
What I fucking hate is people decide it's a fucking interview with Paul Craig and they'll just come down and sit next to me.
Photos.
Can I get a photo? And I'm like,
What about your last fight? I bet money on
and then they'll sit there and they'll talk
get
to me
that?
all fucking night. It's fucking dog shit. That's why I don't go to these things. And they're like, why don't you come to the
And see, most of the time,
Because I don't like enough people.
most of the time we're in fight camp.
I know.
My last 3 weddings I've been in fight camp, and then obviously you can't really eat what they bring you either as well.
But listen, you hit up Fun Bobby with a couple of fucking brewskis in me.
Good work.
Oh,
innit?
mate.
You're on the dance floor, that
I'm in the
first dance.
dance floor. I'm spinning your gran about there. I'm caught my feeling of titty.
I like when it's working Fridays. I'm working, mate. Can I work at the club? It's
Well,
a
not,
really busy night at
not
the club
anymore
that Saturday.
because you're a Monday to Friday man.
No, I still work at weekends.
Oh, do you?
Aye, still do the club.
Hustling, brother.
Times are hard. Times are.
Let's go, Zay.
What was that?
So we've got.
Got big news.
Have we?
Aye, we're all about to be sick.
No. So what we've got is we've got the one chip challenge.
It's what the young guys talk about.
So we take a chip, and then we see what the outcome is.
Survive.
But this is pretty much going to end here, and then it's going to be on the Patreon.
Thanks to the 112 Patreon subscribers, by the way.
Good cunts.
We love yous. We've got fresh content coming the 20th or the
Tuesday.
5th. 20th Tuesday.
You want to tell them what it is? Can we tell them what it is?
We've got another Leather Boys breakdown, which is Ross's
Arm triangle.
Which I then
against Callum Owens at On Top.
did wrong in my own fight.
If only you'd been a Patreon subscriber, mate.
If only I had taken my own
And
advice.
we also have the
Is it the food eating one?
food eating one. It is. It's top skis in it, and we've got the gender reveal. I'm kidding on.
Imagine us doing it.
It's
got over the sharpshooter, pink code. Let's go.
it's a bastard. Is bastard allowed? Aye.
John the Bastard.
Aye.
Raymond the bastard. For fucking maximum.
We bring him up every fucking week.
Some boy.
So, guys, if you want to see us do the one chip challenge, then tune in to Patreon.
That's it.
Yes.
Go and fuck yourselves.
Aye.
Survive.